If you are planning to buy a premium TV in 2026, there is one debate that completely dominates the TV industry right now. Mini LED versus OLED. Which TV technology is actually better? And honestly, this question has become more confusing than ever because both technologies are now reaching insane levels of performance. OLED TVs are delivering perfect black levels, incredible cinematic contrast, and ultra-fast gaming response times. Meanwhile, Mini LED TVs are becoming brighter, more powerful, and far better at controlling contrast than older LED TVs ever were. But before we begin, make sure to like this video, subscribe to Telefy TV, and turn on the bell icon, because we upload the latest TV reviews, comparisons, and buying guides every single week. OLED stands for Organic Light Emitting Diode, and the biggest advantage of this technology is very simple. That means OLED TVs can completely turn off individual pixels whenever a scene becomes dark. The result is perfect black levels and infinite contrast. This is why OLED TVs are famous for delivering extremely cinematic picture quality, especially during movies and darkroom viewing. Dark scenes look deep, detailed, and immersive without any visible glowing around bright objects. OLED TVs are also known for extremely fast pixel response times, which makes gaming feel very smooth and responsive. That's why many gamers and movie lovers consider OLED the premium choice for home entertainment. Popular OLED TVs in 2026 include models like the Samsung S95F OLED, LG G6 OLED, and Sony flagship OLED TVs. But OLED also has some limitations. OLED TVs are usually not as bright as the best Mini LED TVs, especially in extremely bright rooms. And while burn-in protection has improved massively over the years, some buyers still worry about long-term static image retention. Mini LED is an advanced version of traditional LED TV technology. Instead of using a small number of large LEDs behind the screen, Mini LED TVs use thousands of tiny LEDs grouped into local dimming zones. This allows the TV to control brightness much more precisely compared to older LED TVs. The biggest strength of Mini LED is brightness. These TVs can become incredibly bright, making HDR highlights look extremely intense and powerful. That means reflections, explosions, sunlight effects, and sports broadcasts look very vibrant and eye-catching, especially in bright living rooms. Mini LED TVs are also improving very quickly when it comes to black levels and local dimming performance. Modern flagship Mini LED TVs now deliver much deeper blacks and far better contrast than older LED TVs. Popular Mini LED TVs in 2026 include models like the Samsung QN95F Neo QLED, Sony Bravia 10 Mini LED, and TCL QM9K Mini LED. Mini LED TVs also avoid most burn-in concerns, making them attractive for users who watch lots of static content, sports channels, or news content for long hours. So now the big question becomes very interesting. Which technology actually performs better in real-world picture quality? And this is where the real battle begins. Picture quality and HDR brightness. OLED TVs are still considered the king of contrast and cinematic image quality. Since every pixel can turn on and off independently, OLED panels produce perfect black levels and infinite contrast. This creates an image that feels incredibly deep and immersive, especially during dark movie scenes. When you watch space scenes, nighttime environments, or shadow-heavy content on an OLED TV, the blacks look truly black instead of dark gray. And because there is no backlight behind the pixels, OLED TVs avoid the glowing halo effect that can sometimes appear on LED-based displays. However, modern Mini LED TVs now use thousands of small LEDs and advanced local dimming zones, allowing them to control brightness much more precisely than older LED TVs. Black levels are now much deeper, blooming is far more controlled, and overall contrast performance is dramatically better than previous generations. But even with these improvements, OLED still delivers cleaner black levels overall because Mini LED TVs can still show some blooming around very bright objects on dark backgrounds. Now this brings us to HDR brightness. And this is where Mini LED becomes extremely powerful. Mini LED TVs are capable of reaching much higher peak brightness levels compared to most OLED TVs. That means HDR highlights like explosions, reflections, sunlight, fire effects, and bright sports broadcasts look far more intense and visually aggressive. If your room has lots of windows or daytime lighting, Mini LED TVs often maintain stronger visibility and HDR impact compared to OLED. OLED TVs have improved brightness a lot in recent years, especially with newer QD-OLED panels, but Mini LED still usually wins in raw brightness performance. OLED delivers the more cinematic and perfect contrast experience. Mini LED delivers the brighter and more visually aggressive HDR experience. If you love watching movies in dark rooms, OLED still feels incredibly special because of its perfect black levels and cinematic depth. But if you watch lots of HDR content during the daytime or want maximum brightness impact, Mini LED becomes extremely attractive. And now we move into another major battleground between these technologies: gaming performance and motion handling. Gaming performance and motion handling. OLED TVs are currently considered some of the best gaming displays in the world, mainly because of their incredibly fast pixel response times. Since OLED pixels change almost instantly, motion blur is extremely low during fast-paced gameplay. This makes games feel very smooth, clean, and highly responsive, especially in competitive shooters and racing games. Modern OLED TVs also support advanced gaming features like HDMI 2.1, VRR, ALLM, 4K high refresh rate gaming, and ultra-low input lag, making them perfect for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, and high-end PC gaming. HDR gaming on OLED also looks incredible because of the combination of perfect contrast and strong color performance. Dark scenes in games feel extremely immersive, while bright effects still look impactful and cinematic. Mini LED TVs have improved massively in gaming performance over the last few years. And honestly, Mini LED gaming looks extremely impressive because of the technology's huge brightness advantage. HDR games appear brighter, more aggressive, and more visually explosive, especially in bright environments. Games with neon lights, explosions, sunlight, and colorful HDR effects look incredibly dynamic on Mini LED displays. However, OLED still usually feels smoother during motion-heavy gameplay because of its near-instant response time advantage. OLED TVs deliver extremely rich and accurate colors with excellent contrast depth, making movies and games feel very cinematic and realistic. New QD-OLED panels also improve color brightness significantly, helping OLED become even more vibrant than older generations. Mini LED TVs also produce very strong colors, especially high-end models using quantum dot technology. These TVs often look more vibrant and punchy overall because of their extreme brightness capabilities. Mini LED TVs still perform very well, especially premium models with advanced motion processing, but they can't fully match OLED's instant pixel transitions. That said, Mini LED TVs often look brighter during sports viewing, which many users actually prefer for daytime watching. So when it comes to gaming and motion performance, OLED usually wins in smoothness and cinematic responsiveness, while Mini LED wins in raw brightness and HDR impact. And now we reach the most important part of this comparison: real-world usage and which technology you should actually buy in 2026. Real-world usage and buying guide. In everyday viewing, both technologies look fantastic in 2026, but they clearly target different types of users and environments. If you mostly watch movies in a dark room, OLED still delivers the more cinematic experience overall. The combination of perfect black levels, infinite contrast, and clean shadow detail creates an image that feels incredibly immersive and premium. Dark scenes look deep and realistic without visible blooming around bright objects, which is why OLED remains the favorite technology for movie lovers and home theater users. OLED usually feels smoother and more responsive because of its near-instant response times, making it ideal for competitive gaming and cinematic single-player experiences. But Mini LED gaming can look brighter and more visually intense, especially for HDR-heavy games in bright rooms. Modern OLED TVs have improved dramatically with better panel protection systems, pixel refresh technologies, and smarter brightness management. For most normal users, burn-in is far less common than people think. However, Mini LED still has the advantage for users who watch static content for very long periods, such as sports channels, news channels, or desktop PC usage. Final verdict and conclusion. In 2026, both OLED and Mini LED are incredible TV technologies, but they focus on different strengths. OLED delivers the best cinematic experience with perfect black levels, infinite contrast, and ultra-smooth gaming performance, making it ideal for movies and darkroom viewing. Mini LED, on the other hand, offers much higher brightness, stronger HDR impact, and better brightroom performance, making it great for sports, daytime viewing, and powerful HDR visuals. The final choice depends on your viewing style. OLED for cinematic realism, Mini LED for brightness and visual power. If you want the ultimate cinematic and premium movie experience, OLED is still the king in 2026. But if you want extreme brightness, powerful HDR performance, and better brightroom versatility, Mini LED may actually be the better choice for your setup.